Hi, my name is Adarsh Bhandari, and this is my video for my MP3 project. I already had the marker open, but what I changed for the MP3 project was I added in the marker, there's a place for the place name now and the rating as well. So this is just a little more neatly organized. For all of these markers, the place name and the rating will show up as not applicable because we didn't have this added in the original data that we got. But if I go down here and I add my own favorite place, you can see that the UI, I've changed that a bit. So now there's a place to enter the name and a rating. So let's call this place football field. Um, and to describe it, let's say that I like football. Then down here, I can rate my place. This takes a second to load. There. In here, you can only enter a number between 0 and 5 because that's usually how rating systems work. So let's enter 3. Now, if I save it, I come back down here and football 3, I like football. Everything is there. Um, yeah, so this essentially just allows them to have the name of the place and a rating now whenever you add a new place. Let's go over how I did this really quickly. Um, I first in the model or in the models class, in the place class, sorry, in the place class, um, I had to add parameters for rating and for the rating and the place name. Then in the UI, I had to change it a bit so we could have the changes there. I had to add a new place to add a text for the place name and the rating. Um, and that took me a little bit to figure out. Also had to adjust the height for the description edit text just so that it would look a little better. Then in the add place activity, I did something similar to what we did in one of the last MPs, where I had to create new text boxes and made sure I was updating the name of the place and the rating. Then in the server, when it was making the post for the favorite place, I just made sure the that the rating was indeed a number and that it was between 0 and 5. If it was not a number between 0 and 5, then the new place would not be posted. And then finally, in main activity, I had to figure out how to update the marker so that it would have all these other places on it, or it would have the place name and the rating on it as well. And down here, these if else statements are just so that in the data that we had before, since all those place name and rating parameters are now empty, then just to make sure that these markers will still show up. Um, my two my two challenges and my two solutions to those challenges go hand in hand. So I'm just going to say them both at once. For my challenges, the first one was trying to figure out how to update the marker over here because I kind of forgot how to do that. And then the second part was working with the UI and just figuring out how I can change that. And for both of my solutions for that, gonna switch tabs. The first thing that I did was that I had to go back in time a little bit, back to MP1, so I could remember how to use the update shown places method, and that I could figure out how or where the marker itself actually, like where the text is actually displayed. So that's how I got to marker.title, and then I was able to change that. Um, and for the UI, I was mainly using Android Studio's tutorial on the layout editor. And this was useful for me because I was just able to figure out um, how to like change the heights and just how to create a new ID, just all the stuff that I need to do to make the changes that you saw. Um, but yeah, that's essentially my MP3, my project for MP3. I think this change is pretty useful, and yeah, I've already I've pushed and committed my work to Git. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for a great semester.